Good evening. Good evening. I'm Freddy Vazquez, your host of Basement Politics Unfiltered. Hello, Yonkers. Good evening. Welcome to my show. This is the week in the recap of the week in politics in Yonkers and Westchester. I want to start out by saying congratulations to Cafe 2.0 down on the waterfront there. They had their grand reopening. Many of the elected officials showed up, including the mayor, city council president, Councilwoman Tasha Diaz was there. If I'm missing anyone, I'm sorry. But there were a bunch of people there. It was dope. So check them out. Support local business. Again, that's what makes communities great. So I just wanted to give them a shout out and acknowledge them. I wanted to talk about a couple things this evening. First, I want to talk about the fundraisers that I attended actually yesterday. There was a fundraiser for Mount Vernon Mayor Sean Patterson Howard over at the Castle Royale, and it was very nice. It was attended by a lot of people. I must say, probably was about 200 people there. So I was invited. Thank you for the invite. It was very nice, and she gave a great speech there, and that I want to show. And then we'll talk about that. Let me just show that really quick.
To accomplish everything that we have to do. As my girl Tamika Mallory always says, we're all we got and we're all we need. When we come together, this is what we can accomplish. So I want to thank you. I'm not going to speak long because, we haven't been together in person like this probably since about February or early March of 2020. And there were some people who said, I want to come here and dance tonight. I want to cut a little two-step. So, we want to give people an opportunity to dance, but it's a very, very quick, very, very quick fundraiser because people don't do 4 hours.
Pardon the angle.
And so many, pain and left. So I just want to thank you so much. But we have a vision for Mount Vernon. We are paving it forward with our roads. We are fixing our sewers. We are mitigating stormwater issues. We are building not only affordable housing, but market rate as well as luxury housing. Because we want to make sure that we have housing opportunities for everyone. Be clear, Mount Vernon is not a poor community. We are very middle class, and we want to make sure that we're able to attract and retain people who want to live there. We want to make sure that our businesses are thriving. We want to make sure that our entrepreneurs are supported. Thank you. We run Mount Vernon. We want to make sure our community is physically healthy. We deal with a lot of health disparities. We have REACAP here. They're supporting our young people. Those who are mentoring and strengthening our young people. So many are so youth.
Well, again, rather of applause for the mayor there. I wanted to show that part because she spoke about the future of Mount Vernon, specifically with developments. And since that's something that's been happening here in Yonkers and has been much talked about, I wanted to point that out. In fact, in attendance, there were several, high-profile people, including former Senator Nick Spano, who is, according to many, very involved in what's going on here with the developments. I would imagine he was attending because he wants to show support as he wants to do some developments there in Mount Vernon. However, Mayor Howard said that Mount Vernon is not a poor city. We are very much a middle-class city, and we're not going to sell ourselves out cheap. We know our worth. And if you want to come and develop Mount Vernon, it's going to cost you. And she said that they know they want to be there. They know they want to be there. So she understands the leverage that they have. And she made it very clear. She's not going to, sell out cheap property and whatever else out there in Mount Vernon to developers like other cities. Exactly what she said, like other cities. So I wanted to point that out because I thought that was dope. And I think that's, very respectful, shows of true leadership, shows a mayor that truly cares about all the people. Not that she's against development, because she understands that they need to bring in some new development in Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon very much needs the rehabbing, right? The renovating and the making it new again. So definitely, she is in favor of that. Definitely wants to see that happen in Mount Vernon. Has been working to fix a lot of the problems there in Mount Vernon, as some or maybe many know. Mount Vernon has suffered a lot from a lot of corruption, a lot of money mismanagement, and other problems there within the city government. And so Mayor Howard is there to clean things up. If you're not familiar with Miss Howard, she was actually the executive director here in Yonkers at the YMCA, and that's actually where I've met Miss Howard initially. So I've known her for quite some time now, and she's a great person. So I really enjoyed that. It was a great evening. A lot of people attended, and she did well. And after her fundraiser, she headed off to David Tubiolo's fundraiser over at the Yonkers Brewing. That's where I headed next. Also, saw David Tubiolo there as he was raffling off some gifts, I guess, things that were donated to raffle off. Stopped by for a little bit of show support and see what was going on there. So I just want to mention that he also had a fundraiser that night. Mayor Howard showed up after her fundraiser in support of David Tubiolo, both Democrats. David Tubiolo is a county legislator for District 14, I believe. So so there was a few things going on last night, a few fundraisers there. If you weren't aware, just wanted to make you aware. By the way, Mount Vernon does not have an IDA. Unlike Yonkers, Mount Vernon does not have an industrial development agency. However, developers are still looking to develop in Mount Vernon. So what does that say? That they will develop regardless if they receive tax breaks. Now, they do have a Westchester IDA, which they may utilize. I don't know exactly how that works, but that could be very well a possibility. But I just wanted to point out that fact. I wanted to also mention another fact. Yonkers politics, or the type of political or mayor system that we have here. I was just doing a little research and I saw this and I thought I mentioned an interesting fact. Yonkers has what's known as a strong mayor system. Mayor elected by voters as the head of the executive branch, and a unicameral council at the legislative branch. In the strong mayor form, the elected mayor is given almost total administrative authority and clear wide range of political independence, with the power to appoint and dismiss department heads without council approval or public input. The mayor prepares the budget, often must be approved by the council. Also appoint someone to supervise the department heads, prepare budget, and coordinate departments. So I just wanted to kind of mention that. Also, I think that's an interesting fact there, type of mayor system that we have here in Yonkers. And that brings me to the situation still going on with City Council President Mike Khader and his Quid Quo Pro case that still lingers. I've been hearing for a while now, it's almost over, but it's still not over. It's still ongoing, although it should be nearing the end. Hopefully, by next week, I'm hearing they may have some final judgment. But I did want to kind of just read something here from the Yonkers Times regarding the case. I thought it was interesting, and I kind of agree with it. I agree with it here. So I wanted to just show that, if I can find it. Yep. So it's City Council President Khader kneecapped on the way out of office, attorney says. I'll mark that for you. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll read it. The front page of the Journal News on November 29 featured a story on the continuation of the investigation into Yonkers City Council President Mike Khader. The story, which appeared above the fold in the feature story location, provided little new in details about the allegations made against Khader, who lost the Democratic primary in June and will be leaving office on December 31st. The story did include the fact that Judge Joan Lefkowitz ruled that the investigation into Khader by Yonkers Inspector General and former adversary of Mike Khader, Liam McLaughlin, could continue. But Lefkowitz canceled subpoenas issued for Khader's income tax returns on tax records and bank records after Khader's attorney, Randolph McLaughlin, no relation to the Inspector General, filed a motion to squash them. So I agree with this, and I don't want to keep going on and reading the whole thing. You can read it there. It's on the Yonkers Time. Really quick, we spoke to Randolph McLaughlin, attorney for City Council President, who was annoyed at the Journal's news story, but also the fact that an investigation which he believes has little merit is continuing, as Khader is about to leave office in 4 weeks. Right? It's kind of like that Trump thing. Randolph McLaughlin's harshest words were for Inspector General Liam McLaughlin. The Inspector General is operating on rumor, suspicion, and innuendo. The judge squashed the subpoenas, and there is no basis to continue. He is on a fishing expedition, and my client is leaving office in a few weeks, but has a long career ahead of him. This continued effort to kneecap my client is nothing but raw, naked politics in Yonkers. There is no cloud over Mr. Khader, just backroom suspicion. So so you see there that I believe that they're continuing this just to kind of attack the the city council president. At this point, they haven't really found anything. There's nothing really there that's, oh my God. And he's out of office. He lost in the primaries. He's done. For those who may not be familiar with the case, let me just give a little recap. The city council president was facing or is still going through a court case over a quid quo pro allegation. Earlier this year, Republican candidate for city council president Ron Matten wrote the city council a letter. The city council, by the way, consists of 5 Democrats, Mike Khader being one of them, and 2 Republicans. A Republican wrote a letter based off what he read on the Yonkers Tribune, alleging that city council president was receiving free office space in return for a favor or a contract that he gave to the law firm Smith Bus Jacob. So apparently, he gave a contract with the city to Smith Bus Jacob in return for free rent. That's what they allege. So all this, and it just so happened to begin just before the primary. It seemed rather suspicious, and I mean, come on. Obviously, we know what it's all about. I think the people know, and I think that's what's going on here in Yonkers now. I hear the chatter. By the way, thank you for to those who have come up to me. Several people came up to me yesterday, showing support, saying they like this podcast and encouraging me to continue to do it, and saying that what you're saying is exactly what a lot of people feel. A lot of people want to say. However, they feel like they're bound and gagged because of jobs they may have or because of businesses that may be attacked. I've had to deal with that, through the building department. And this is something that's very real, something that a lot of people have dealt with. So what's happened is that now people just stay quiet. People just don't say anything, and they just, this can just happen, and nobody, says a word. And we have to understand that we have so many more issues going on here in the city of Yonkers. This is taxpayer money that's being wasted on a wild goose chase. He's leaving. He's done. But again, at the end of the day, the big issue here, the big deal here is the mayor's seat in 2 years. Who will be the next mayor? And they do not want the city council president to have a chance. Now, I got to wonder, why did Ron Matten, who I've known and I've spoken with many times, seems like a good guy. I have nothing bad to say about him. Good guy, has a lot of good things that he would like to see happen here and ideas. Why would he involve himself by sending the letter to the council? And why would the council quickly reach out to Liam McLaughlin and request an investigation be done? What was in it for Ron Matten? Ron Matten. Look, everybody, probably a lot of people have their theories. I have mine. And you want to hear mine? You want to hear mine? I believe that Ron Matten is really looking to become the city council member over at District 5. I think that they said, "Hey, Ron, if you can, help us out here, we'll help you out." Look, I'm just giving an opinion based on what I see. If you've driven around District 5 area around the time of the of the elections, that's where you saw all his signs. Although he was in a citywide race, his signs were primarily posted in District 5. So it seems like maybe he was already running for District 5. District 5 is currently held by Mike Breen, who is also a Republican who will be at the end of his term here, coming up soon, and he won't be able to run again. So the seat will be open. And I think that's what Mr. Matton is eyeing, and he wants the District 5 seat, and he's probably was, promised some support. Promise maybe not even support, but hey, we won't mess with you. We won't give you a hard time. Because that's what seems to happen here. Interesting thing, really quick, with Tasha Diaz, Councilwoman Tasha Diaz, who ran back in 2000. I'm sorry, I believe it was 19. She was also, was it 19? She was also challenged. Her signatures were challenged as well. From what I hear, they did not want Councilwoman Tasha Diaz to become a councilwoman. But she did it. She beat the system initially before what appears to be joining the system. But her signatures were actually questioned or challenged as well, and it was taken to court as well. The interesting thing is that a gentleman by the name of Robert Voorhees was the gentleman who challenged the signatures for against Councilwoman Tasha Diaz. He's related to former council member Mike Sabatino. I just thought that was interesting. The mayor of Mount Vernon should maybe school Yonkers mayor and show him how they get it done without bending over the residents every time they give away our money. Yeah, that's why I was there. Corruption at its finest. They each need to be held accountable. They abuse their position. Well, that's what a lot of people are saying. Sabatino's hubby, is that who Robert Voorhees is? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's who he is. I do want to show you some stuff here regarding the case, the Quid Quo Pro case involving Mike Khader, city council president. I'm going to put that up here on the screen. Maybe I can appear somewhere there. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that there, but I'll read it again. And the first page there I'm showing you is a letter from Smith, Buss, and Jacob, the law firm that was allegedly giving the city council president free rent in exchange for a contract with the city. Is that what I'm showing you there? Actually, you know what? I'm way ahead. Let me go back. Here we go. That's it. And I'm going to read it to you. I have a copy. Mr. McLaughlin, good afternoon. I have a copy of a letter sent to you from the city, from the Yonkers City Council, asking you to investigate the relationship between City Council President Khader, myself, and my law firm pursuant to Section C-72, the city charter. The letter provides no detail of the basis for the proposed investigation, but according to the city council, to council members who contacted me, it arises out of a story in a recent blog, as well as political pressure. Let me read that one more time. The letter provides no detail of the basis for the proposed investigation, but according to the council members who contacted me, it arises out of a story in a recent blog, as well as political pressure exerted upon them to investigate the blog story during a campaign. So according to this letter, council members reached out to Smith, Buss, and Jacobs to inform them that it was the investigation came about from a recent blog that was in the Yonkers Tribune, I believe, and also because of political pressure that was exerted upon them to investigate the blog story during a campaign. I read that blog. It is completely false and defamatory, and I and my firm intend to commence an action for defamation against the publisher, as well as any person who makes or repeats those false allegations. Mr. Khader is not a tenant of mine, nor of my law firm. He is not a member of my firm or of counsel to my firm. He has no financial interest in my firm, although we both maintain offices at the same address, 733 Yonkers Avenue. We have separate offices. This is evident to anyone This is evident to anyone who would take the time to come to the building. Did anyone come? Anyone show up to the building? Anybody know? Right? It was that simple. It was that simple. So I just want you to understand, taxpayers of Yonkers, as developers receive tax breaks, that your tax dollars are going towards a wild goose chase that can have been easily resolved a long time ago. Why do you think they're still investigating? Let me give you a little backstory. Liam McLaughlin lost to Mike Khader. Ever since then, there's been a little beef, a little bitterness. Liam McLaughlin, good friends with the mayor. Remember, we have a bunch of Democrats who were once Republicans, still friendly with the Republican Party, right? So why do you think they're still investigating and wasting taxpayers' money? Anyone guess? Am I close? Am I right? Do you agree with me? Why? Who is Liam McLaughlin, Inspector General? What is an Inspector General? What is their role? Well, I'll tell you. The department inspector, actually, I'm going to read from where I start. The head of the department shall be the Inspector General, a position with power and authority to appoint and remove officers and employees therein, who shall be appointed by the mayor, subject to the advice and consent of the city council. Okay. Powers and duty. The Inspector General shall make any investigations directed by the mayor or the council. The Inspector General is authorized and empowered to make an investigation or review which, in his or her opinion, is necessary to uncover any wrongdoing in city government. For such purpose, the Inspector General may investigate the affairs, function, accounts, methods, and personnel of any agency. For any investigation made pursuant to the sections, the Inspector General shall prepare a written report or a statement of findings and shall forward a copy of such report or statement to the requesting party, if any. Well, I'm requesting, hey, Liam McLaughlin, I'm requesting the report. Do you have it available? I think you've had enough time. The jurisdiction of the Inspector General shall extend to any agency, officer, or employee of the city, or any person or entity doing business with the city, or any person or entity who is paid or receives money from or through the city or any agency of the city. The Inspector General shall have the power to subpoena witnesses, administer oath, take sworn testimony, and compel production of books, papers, records, and other evidence to furtherance of higher duties and powers, failure to obey such subpoenas as ordered under the provision that constitutes as a misdemeanor. The Inspector General shall establish, maintain, and monitor with the corporation and assistance of the heads of all agencies within the city of the Yonkers City government adequate internal control procedures to ensure the maximum integrity of agency operations and to reduce vulnerability to fraud, abuse, and corruption. Is he doing a good job? Such procedures shall include standards to maximize the likelihood that officers and employees will be appointed and hired who are of high professional integrity. And I can show you people that are elected officials that are not of high integrity, and I can show you that. I can not just tell you. To provide proper ongoing review of monetary commitments, expenditures, and processes, and to deter and detect waste. Hey, Liam, I think this is waste. Fraud, abuse, and misuse of city resources or assets. Now, Inspector General, would you not consider this a waste? And if not, if you feel that this is that important that you need to investigate it, I have some other quid quo pro possibilities to look into, if you like. I mean, again, let's look at some council members and their relationships with some of the developers, specifically ones that are purchasing city property and their rent payments. Are you going to ask these council members or this council member for proof of rental payments? How much is the rent there? I mean, that person was involved in giving them Chicken Island and all the tax breaks that came along with it. I'm just trying to be fair. It's got to be fair. Inspector General spot costs the residents over $700,000 a year, not including the work they give to outside city contract holders. Total waste of monies. Yeah. This whole investigation is a total waste of monies. So part of the Inspector General's duties is the ability to subpoena witnesses and to subpoena records. Well, what records did Liam McLaughlin want? Well, let's take a look. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read this letter first. This letter is from Majority Leader Corazon Pineda, Isaac, and this is from the council. Dear Inspector General, we, the undersigned members of majority of the city council, actually, you know what? Write to you. No, I can read it. Write to you today under C7A of the city charter entitled Powers of Duties. Pursuant to this section, we formally request that your office open an inquiry into two matters that have recently come to our attention via letter by candidate of City Council President Ron Madden, and to that of the public regarding the conduct of the City Council President, Michael Khader. Really? You guys don't know the man? You don't know the man? He supported some of you in your elections. Interesting. Interesting there. I'm going to open it up so I can read it better. The first matter concerns whether the relationship between Mr. Khader and his legal counsel, Jeffrey Buss, as well as that of Mr. Buss' firm, Smith, Buss, and Jacobs, LLP, complies with the ethics code of the city of Yonkers as well as any and all applicable city and state laws. The second matter is in regard to an ex-employee's commitment or comments to Mr. Khader regarding whether a hostile work environment existed and or continues to exist in the office of the city council president. Wow. Petty Betty. Petty Betty. Really? Did this stuff just come at the same time, just before the primaries? Political nonsense at its finest. I'm sorry. This is not personal to anybody. It's just nonsense. I'm a resident of the city of Yonkers. I love this place. It's time we start to call out the elephant in the room. Recognizing the importance of these allegations, because they're so damn important, we urge you to take every step necessary to ensure that a thorough, efficient, and transparent inquiry is conducted, which addresses both real and perceived conflicts, so that the public may have good faith in your office findings on these matters. The problem is that the public didn't even know, nor did they care, nor do they care now. They just want this to stop. In fact, the public that you so speak of and supposed to represent are nauseous with the nonsense. They hate the way the elections went, the primaries, with all the negative ads, even Eileen O'Connor from Indivisible. And by the way, I'm sorry, I was not trying to be negative. I'm simply stating that your support of certain individuals could be indirectly contributing to some of the concerns that you have. I'm just keeping it all the way honest. Just keeping it all the way honest. Hey, Stella, how you doing? How's it going? Yes, Robert is Sabatino's hubby. So you see that? I mean, folks, let's start to pay attention here and let's start to connect dots. Carlos Burgos went to challenge John Rubo. Someone out of nowhere challenged his signatures. A freelance masseuse. Liam, are you paying attention to my show? Because I know people watch. I know people watch, even though they don't like, they don't share, they don't comment. But I'm hearing that they watch. They talk about it. So, Liam, I'm sure you're hearing this. So pay attention here, okay? Pay attention. Bear with me. Now, okay? Now, pay attention, Liam, okay? So, a masseuse, a freelance masseuse. Now, I'm not sure how much they make. Hired Harris Beach. Harris Beach. We can find them all over transactions, all over dealings, documents, court meetings, minutes, whatever in regards to the city of Yonkers. They've also had contracts with the city of Yonkers. They still do, I believe. They represented a gentleman by the name of Morales, Mr. Morales. I forget his first name. I want to say Eastside Morales. That's an actor. Mr. Morales, who challenged Carlos Burgos' signatures. He said every single one was no good. Every single one, he said. He believed this so, adamantly that he actually somehow magically got all this money to pay Harris Beach, a prestigious law firm that has contracts with the city of Yonkers, that represents some of the developers. He got them to represent him. Where did he get this money from? Whose back was he rubbing? He must have been rubbing some serious backs to make that loot. Then he hired them on an appeal. Guy had to spend like 50 racks. Excuse me, 50 grand, $50,000. Where did he get that money? So I just want to take it back really quick to Carolyn's comments. Robert is Sabatino's husband because Robert Voorhees challenged Tasha Diaz's signatures when she ran the first time. So I'm starting to think that this is kind of a strategy that some people play in politics when they don't want someone running against them. He has a City of Yonkers job, as does Sabatino, after he made the term extensions happen. He was a good puppet. Well, folks, who's voting for a fourth extension? Raise your hand. Are we doing a fourth extension here? Unethical. Liam was beat by Khader. He led the witch hunt. How is this going on in 2021? Exactly. Stella, Suchow, are you getting any negative blowback from what you're revealing? Yes, I am actually. And I want to say that I am. And I want to mention this. I'm getting calls from anonymous numbers. I was left a tune on my voicemail and I played it for someone today. They told me that it was a lullaby because they're saying it's a message. I'm going to get rocked to sleep. I don't have any intentions of committing suicide. I've never been suicidal. Okay? So just letting you know, putting that out there. I love my life. I want to live. Look, people have been warning me. I have been getting anonymous calls. I've had issues with my business, but I'm not fearful of blowback. Why? Because I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. And I think that we all should stop being fearful of blowback and start doing the right thing. It's the only way you're going to get change. It's the only way you're going to get change. And look, I'm not asking the FBI to come here. What I'm asking for people is to become aware. So when election time comes, you know how to vote. And we need people to challenge. How many elections are going to go unchallenged? It's a joke. District 4, the race, who challenged John Rubo for $1,000? Who challenged John Rubo? Lenora? John Balage or whatever? I'm not saying the name right. John Balage? That's his best friend's wife. Why did John's good friend, maybe good friend, I don't know, best friend, good friends, good enough for this? Good enough, and that's him right there, the husband, with the blue jacket. Good enough for this. This guy's wife ran against this guy. Why? To tie up the work and family line so Burgos wouldn't get it? It's strategy. I love strategy. I love chess. Got to pay attention. The lawyers testified in Abdul's court case to get him off the ballot that they were paid for by John Rubo's campaign, as was the handwriting specialist who was paid $10,000. Yet Rubo has not put that in expenditures. Liam, I know you're listening. I know you're listening. These are residents of the city of Yonkers telling you this. Same way the city council came to you. Same way Ron Matten sent that letter to screw Mike Khader. By the way, I'm not a Khader boy. And if I was, I wouldn't give two craps. Doesn't matter to me. I know who I am. I'm here for the right reasons. I'm here for local labor to get jobs on the damn developments. I'm here for more affordable housing. Move it up. Give it 2% more. You've even done that. I'm here to get out the sellouts. You know who you are. The ones who send the news guys to try to ruin my business. You know who you are. I dare you to say you didn't say that. I dare you to say that you didn't tell me that elected officials wanted you to destroy my business. I dare you. So for the blowback's been coming before basement politics. So I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. I'm here for the city of Yonkers. Look at where the city's headed. Look at where the city's headed. These people don't live here. And if they do, not for very long. She did really well. John only received 84%. Shows how weak he is. She didn't even run a campaign. Well, they got to make it kind of look real, I guess, right? You got to make it look real. and it's a joke. And it's a joke. So again, I just want to again mention that if you're out there, you're looking for change, you're serious, you want to get involved politically, maybe you're interested in running. Maybe you're interested in running for city council. Let us know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And you got to do the work. Looking for people that are seriously about the community and care about the community, not about lining their pockets, not about getting rich. Not about getting rich. It's overrated. Money's overrated. It's overrated. Let me go back to this. I want to go to Exhibit 3. Exhibit 3. Dear honorable members of the City Council, this is from Liam McLaughlin. In order to keep the requested investigation beyond reproach and free from any appearance of conflict of interest, this investigation will be conducted by an external firm that will report their findings to my office and to the City Council. I will keep you posted as the investigation progresses, and if you have any additional questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me, as I am looking forward to screwing this guy. Oh, I'm sorry, I added that part. I just added that part. I like people that are not a part of the machine, then you'll see the difference. Folks, you have to understand things are changing. Cities becoming more densely populated, taxes are going to be going up. Developers, rich developers, friends of many of the elite are getting richer and richer, receiving tax breaks. who's gonna supplement those tax breaks? The lack of tax funds that will not be coming into the city. However, with services, police, fire, emergency services, schools, utilities, all that will be used a lot more. Roads will be driven on a lot more. Schools are more overcrowded. So where will the money come now to supplement the additional people? I don't know why people are applauding that we become the third largest city. Like that's great or something. Move to the city. If you want to be in a big city, move to the city. I'm not happy about that. Not at all. No worries, Freddie. 2023, all local races will have challenges. Absolutely, they better. One way or another, unless the council starts doing the right thing and doing good for the community. That's what they were elected to do. Absolutely. Council, hello. I know you guys are listening. You guys are there as the checks and balances, not as rubber stamp folks. You don't challenge anything. You let the people down when you didn't show the people that you were going to stand up against the mayor on the affordable housing. I mean, Natasha Diaz voting no all of a sudden because they didn't address low income and veterans and vouchers and all that, but that it was never to address that. And you knew that unless you didn't read it. Did you not read it? You knew that. That's the game, and that's why you look like a liar. And I'm not trying to come at you. So you don't have to not say hi to me when you see me. I'm not trying to come at you. I'm just keeping it real. Let's keep it real. We're from the streets. We're from the streets. We keep it real. Right? Right? People are talking about Sandy and Nabi. What does that mean? What does that mean? Nobody's talking about District 6, sad loss, but where do we go from here with a candidate that's been in office for many years that hasn't made real change? No offense to him, but come on, elect new people and with new vision. She's talking about Moranti. Got chin checked a little bit there by Tim Hodges. But some people don't believe Tim Hodges got the full support. They believe that he didn't get the same support as Lakeisha Collins-Bellamy got. And Tim Hodges put in a little bit more work from what I hear. He put in more work and he didn't get the same support. He had the machine behind him. What happened there? Because they wanted to make sure Mike Khader was out. The focus was the city council president race, spending $100,000 or so on negative campaign ads. Eileen O'Connor again. You want to know who funded that? Who do you think did it? Who do you think? And if you're really about community, about making change, then I expect to see something different from you. I don't know you, but I'm just saying. It's time for a change. Things are going to be different this coming year, these coming elections, new faces. We need young, fresh faces, ideas, people from the community who truly want to make change. Really quick before I let you go, because I've been on longer than I thought I was going to be, I want to show you what Liam was requesting of the city council president. I think this is important. Exhibit 4. Is it Exhibit 4? Yes. You are hereby commanded that all business and excuses being laid aside, you appear with or produce the requested records before the Department of Inspector General of the City of Yonkers at Yonkers City Hall. I'm not going to read all that. I'm going to tell you what they wanted, though. 1, any and all documents related to your and or Khader Law PC's payments of rent, including but not limited to lease or sublease agreements, canceled checks, receipts, and bank statements. Non-rental information may be redacted from bank statements. Regarding office space at 733 Yonkers Avenue, any and all documents related to your and or Khader Law receipts or payments of telephone bills, internet service, parking expenses, and or other utilities related to office space at 733. Any ethics, opinions, and or related documents regarding you and your Khader Law Firm rental or use of office space at 733. Relevant to the period is June 30th, 2017 until present. Tax returns of Khader Law PC reflecting payment of rent or expenses that would be under Schedule E, including but not limited to telephone bills, internet service, other utilities, office furniture, and/or equipment related to office. They wanted blood samples, hair samples, saliva samples, and I believe Liam collected semen. I'm not sure. 5, any and all documents, including emails and or text messages with any attorney, employee, or agent of the law firm of Smith, Buss, and Jacobs relating to you or Khader Law, use of office space located, you know where, any and all documents, including emails and or text messages regarding any referral fees or fee sharing arrangements between or among you, Khader, and Smith, Buss, and Jacob, including any individuals who were attorneys with Smith, Buss, and Jacobs at the time any referral was promised or paid and or any fee sharing arrangement was entered into. The relevant Jesus, like I mean, I lose my breath just reading one, and it's like, look at this crap. 7, any and all documents related to any allegations of work-related discrimination, harassment, or hostile environment by you or in the office of the city council president, including any email or memo prepared by Karen Schuler, dated on or about April 12, 2021, and any documents prepared in response to the same, the relevant period. Any and all documents relating to any City of Yonkers contracts or consulting arrangement with and or payment to Lena, whatever, design, and doing business at whatever, IDB Lab, including but not limited to emails, text messages, phone messages, invoice statements, bills, and or payment records, as well as all documents reflecting Jesus. My goodness, this is crazy. This is just too much. Any and all documents, including but not limited to bills and invoices relating to the creation, building, development, preparation, or upkeep of the website. They want the website. The Spanos. I thought for a second that was Sopranos. The Spanos. So they had nothing and were on a fishing expedition to try and find something. Absolutely. And they're continuing to do this. So Liam McLaughlin, I and many members of the city of Yonkers urge you to end this bogus investigation now. ASAP, or we would like to see investigations opened up into other council members where quid quo pro situations could potentially exist. There's just the same amount of evidence there as it was in the Khader case, if not more. Circumstantial evidence? I'm no attorney. Why aren't you looking into that? Tim is a good, decent man, well-respected. We all know why he lost. Tim is a great guy. I liked him a lot. I was rooting for him. You know, I don't know what happened there. We'll have to wait and see. Well, folks, thank you for joining me tonight. If I left anything out, my apologies. If you have any questions, email me, politicwithfred@gmail.com. I will be having some cool guests. I'm not going to announce who and when. I like to surprise people now. I don't want people jumping in front of me. I don't want people calling people saying don't go on his show. And thank you for watching, even if you don't watch live, even if you don't like, even if you don't share, even if you don't make any indication that you watched at all. I appreciate you ghostly watching Basement Politics with Freddy Vazquez. That is who I am. Screw the blowback. I'm from the streets. Listen, I get down the same way. But I like to keep it like this. Podcast, elected officials, let's talk. I'm going to let you know how I feel. You get your act together. Freddy Vazquez, Basement Politics, Unfiltered. Thank you for the compliments. I love you guys. Game over.
I walk.
Game over.